So I'm going to do my best to answer it, but Alanzo would love to invite you if you have any illuminating thoughts. It's a tough one, and it comes from my boy, John Kim. Say my boy, but John, I don't think we've ever met, but thank you for asking this question. What kind of Christianity is correct, i.e. Catholic, Methodist, etc.? Is there a correct Christianity? If so, what is it? Well, John, you're definitely not alone in asking this question. There's a scene in the book of Acts where Paul is preaching. This is, Alanzo just referenced him, the Apostle Paul. The man wrote 13 of the books of the New Testament. Like, he is an absolute giant in the faith. And as Paul is preaching, these people in a town called Berea, they take out the Bible. At this point, it would have just been the Old Testament. And they are like searching, reading through the Bible to compare what Paul's saying to see if it matches up with the Bible. And so this is part of the answer to the question, is that we should, as you and I are trying to navigate what is true, and that you have all manner of different speakers, as Alanzo speaking tonight, as I speak, as your pastor Sunday morning speaks, as you wrestle through what is true theology and all that, we should be doing our best to be searching through the Bible and really seeking to know the Bible well, to see, does that preacher, does that church's teaching, does that line up with the Bible? Something I love, part two to this question, is that Jesus calls us, and this makes Christianity beautifully unique among all the 10,000 religions. Jesus calls us to love him with all of our heart, soul, mind, and strength. And that, telling us to love him with our mind means that Christianity isn't just a bunch of moral principles for us to follow, but that it is that God is a being for us to know and engage with our mind, which is why we can ask questions like you're asking tonight. And we can ask so many more questions of the different denominations and churches, and wrestle with, is this actually true? And is this legit? And we don't have to just submit our thoughts and just turn our minds off and just submit it to an individual, like spirit, I don't know, like a guru, and just whatever they say, we just follow. But that God invites every one of us to engage with the Bible. And so so the fact that there are lots of different denominations can be a little bit confusing, because it's like, oh yeah, should I be Methodist? Should I be a Calvinist or Arminian? Should I be this or that? And yet, I think that the fact that there is all this diversity shows that people are using our minds, as imperfect as our minds are, we're using our minds and doing our best to figure out what is actually true. And so it's actually a beautiful thing that there's freedom for us to be able to engage with these questions and wrestle through that. But before I hand it over to Zoe, let me say that you'll notice that among Presbyterians and Anglicans and Baptists and non-denom charismatics and Pentecostals and Catholics, that there's, even though we have various specific things we might disagree on, that the core, and it's like a really big core, like there's so many things, all the important stuff we agree on. And that's why you'll notice today that there are a ton of ministries and initiatives and projects where you see Christians coming and working together from all sorts of different backgrounds, because the denominations, Methodist or Presbyterian, Anglican, doesn't really matter that much. We all actually agree on the essentials of our faith. And so I don't think we need to worry about it, but we can just engage God the best that we can with our mind, trying to figure out what do we actually think is true. You might come to a different conclusion as another buddy. Alanzo and I, he's my best friend, we disagree about some specific theology, doctrines and stuff, but we are absolutely united on all the important stuff, as are Anglicans, Presbyterians, and Catholics, on who Jesus is, and on what that means for the world. So Alanzo, if there's anything you want to throw in to answer this question, please.
Yeah, just a helpful tip. From my experience interacting with different denominations, I really try to sit down and listen to not only what they believe, but why they believe it. Like Daniel said, always measuring it by the word of God, which is the eternally true standard, but also trying to really hear other people's perspectives. What can I learn? What can I just glean? What can I get from this person that I might be missing in my own walk, and just sharpening up what I believe and what I think. So Yeah, and always trying to see the person as a brother, as somebody that Christ died for, and having those intelligent and necessary discussions. So